Thank you, Amy. Sure.
Well, if you're feeling a little stressed this morning, you're not alone. In fact, most of the country is with you. In fact, according to a new poll, a third of people say they're living with extreme stress, and nearly half say it's actually gotten worse over the past couple of years. The leading culprits, no big surprise here, work and money. Terry Lyles is a psychologist and a stress expert, and he joins us now. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Amy.
In fact, Terry, let's take a look at these numbers. As we said, financial worries and work concerns top the list, and they're up about 15% each from last year. Any real explanations for this?
Well, I think with the market that's changed, the housing market has changed significantly, and most people in middle America, if you will, general population, live right on the edge financially, and if something moves a little bit, it's going to increase that stress level. And so many people have more than one mortgage and second mortgages that now that this market has slipped some, it's really caused a lot of people some intense stress.
Yeah, and I understand that technology may be to blame as well. Those BlackBerries with us all the time, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's hard to turn them off. I mean, I have mine off now. You probably have yours off, but you're thinking, I wonder who's calling me. It's almost like an addiction, and it's really hard to turn off, but that's part of what we have to manage in the corporate world. And even as stay-home moms, I mean, we are driven by technology. We just don't want to die from that technology.
Yeah, it's not easy pushing a stroller and typing on your BlackBerry. I've tried it many a times in the streets of New York, and that can be just as dangerous as driving. Another part of the poll focused on how stress is affecting people's health. It showed 77% of people reported physical symptoms from stress in the past month, 73% psychological symptoms like anger and nervousness, and only a quarter of people surveyed said they felt like they could manage their stress well. I mean, how does this translate into terms like, how we're living our lives and how well we're living our lives?
Well, I think you just said it. I mean, we're living on the edge, is what I commonly say, Mach 2 with our hair on fire, and we literally don't stop to even take a breath. And by the same survey, women are more at risk than men to overeat, skip meals, gain weight, lose sleep, which are some of the big killers in stress underutilization. And what I try to train people how to do, military, special forces people, is don't run away from your stress. Turn it into good stress. Stress is gravity. It's not a problem. We have to learn how to use it correctly, that it can empower us and push us forward and make us stronger.
Yeah, I was told one time stress is feeling out of control. That's basically what it sums up to. Terry Lyles, we appreciate it.
It really is.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, is it the beginning?
Welcome back. Americans are busier than ever these days, and that has a growing number of us just a little stressed out. In fact, a new poll finds nearly half the people say the pressure's gotten so bad in the last 5 years, they're really stressed out. Think you can live with it? Well, more and more people say no. And they say the stress is hurting their work, their relationships, and themselves. Terry Lyles is a psychologist and a stress expert, and boy, do I need to talk to you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Mika.
So first of all, are things much worse than they were even just a few years ago?
Sure. I mean, technology has increased. The speed in which information travels has changed our lives, from, BlackBerries to emails to PDAs. We just cannot turn it off. So the problem is we're constantly on with no pit stops built into our day to recharge our batteries.
Yeah. I've been known to apparently answer emails in the middle of the night, and I've done a good job at it. Don't even remember. Work apparently topped.
I'm sure.
That's not good. Work apparently topped the list with 74% of people saying it causes them stress. Money right behind that, and then a new factor, housing, which was cited by just over half the people in the poll. These are issues that are at the center of all of our lives. How do you get beyond them? I mean, they're pretty basic, sir.
Well, you're not going to fix them, Mika. That's the issue. We have to navigate differently. And I spend my time training corporate people and athletes on how to handle pressure. And believe it or not, pro athletes love pressure. They call it competition. We call it stress. They train for it and move into it. We kind of look at it as something that's going to kill us and move away from it. So it's really understanding what stress is and what it's not, and using it correctly.
Well, yeah, and channeling it correctly. I mean, clearly in this business, we thrive on stress in some ways. At the same time, I mean, I had a doctor recently tell me that I need to reduce the stress in my life, and I kind of looked at her like, are you crazy?
How?
Yeah, how it seems to be an inevitable part of life, that's something you can't curb.
Well, and I think what you have to do is you have to learn to control your thinking. You have to know how to flip the coin, so to speak. If something perceived to be a threat, you turn it into a challenge, like the time issue that we deal with even now. The second issue is emotionally, being able to transition emotionally and transition like little children do, like infants are very transitional. And also physically, to make sure that we're eating and exercising and moving through the day. We do not oscillate enough. We're stuck in one spot, and we have to oscillate to recharge our batteries, or we're going to get linear and stress will hurt us.
All right, good advice, Terry Lyles, psychologist and stress expert. I wish we had more time, but we're really busy and stressed out here. Take care, sir. Thanks very much.
Take care of me.